Hello guys, it's John once again. So in this video I'm going to look at the case select, like the select case. This is just another version of if, but only that this is more specific. Like if you have multiple values you want to check, it's, let's say it's fast than if, but it's not more specific than if, so I just prefer if, but it's good if you know it. So guys, let's get to it and we're gonna see how it works right now. So in the select case, we have a general formula where you have select case, then you have a variable. This variable is the variable which will hold the value you will be testing. So this is just like any other variable, like it can be an integer, it can be a number, a string, anything. You remember with if you can test for strings, even this one you can test for the logic of strings and numbers. So after you write select case and the variable, you create a statement known as case, then a constant list. So the constant list here, only that I looked for a better word but I lacked. So the constant list, I'm sorry about it's just I'm sorry about that. So the constant list is the list of the constants which will be testing against our variable. Let's say like your variable was, let's say it was holding a value of 10, then you want to see if the case is the content in the variable is the one which is here. So let's say it's 5, then you display a certain value, else you will see what will happen when it's else. Don't worry. So if the case is, if the variable is 10 and this is 10, then the statement here will execute true. So the code to execute if true, if whatever is here is true. So then we have another, you can add another case, then another constant list and a code to execute if the case is true. Then you can add as many as you want. Then we have one last one, it's known as the case else. Case else, what it does, it's like else in if. So what this else does is, if all the things above here, all of them are false, this is the code which will be executed. So this one, and by the way, this case else is optional, just like in if, you can just have an if. Just a minute guys, I take this phone and I'll be back. Thank you guys for your patience. That was just a call from one of the students, like he had a problem somewhere, but I've already solved it, so we are good to go. So now, where was I? So okay, this code will be executed if all of the above are false. So that's when, just a minute. So guys, I'm back. So the only thing which was remaining is just to end our select, nothing else. So that's simply how it happens. Yeah, so I've already told you that this part, the case else, this part is optional. So you can just choose to add it or not, just the way we choose. For if, you can create a single if, but I highly recommend that you always put the case else there, because a user may enter something which you are not intending. Don't forget that things do happen, so make sure you put the case select there or case else there. You can just type in the code here like a message box, just saying invalid value. So every time a user will enter an invalid value, it will tell him or her it was an invalid value. So just let's look at examples. So we have, let's look at the example using our numbers or integers. So we have select case int max. This max num is just a number, any number like 10 or anything. So you use case select int max num. Max num is a variable which is holding a number, any number. So we can check the case where our int max num is equals to 1 or 2 or 5. So it's either 1 or 2 or 5. Then some code will be printed there. Then here we can also use another case where case 6, our int number is equals to 6 to 10. It's either from 6 to 10. So this 2 is a keyword. That's why I've underlined it, so, and you must use it if you are checking for a range of values. So it's either from 6 to 10. Then the code will execute if that's true. Then you can use case is greater than 10, so or less than or equal to. So you have to include is is a keyword. So checking for logic like greater than, equal to, greater than or less than, equal to, less than, just equal to, greater than, you use the is keyword. So case is greater than 10, the code will execute. Then you have the case else, and whatever will execute if everything else up there is false. Then you add your select. Then we have for string, we can take test for strings. So we have select case string team. So we have team, which is a string. So let's say for string, I highly recommend that, because you see when users are entering values, some users will enter small letters and they don't care. They want system to take care of everything, because people are lazy, just like I am lazy. So someone will enter just small letters and you needed capital letters. So the best thing I prefer when checking for string, always convert them to the same case. It's either capital letters or small letters. I do prefer capital letters. So you can just add this thing to happen to convert to capital letters. Then after that, you can have the case tigers. Let's say your team is known as tigers. If the user enters tigers, then you will be told, let's say something like you are in tigers team, like you are very awesome, like you are from Asia, such a thing. Or case leopards, the user will be told something like, yeah, you are from Africa, we can see, yeah. Then you can have something like case lions or cheetahs. So just for all, you just use commas. So you can use as many commas as possible. You can also use the greater than, less than values, everything you want. So it's just awesome, like, yeah. So then a certain code will tell you that, yeah, you entered lion, so you are from the royal family of such stuff. Yeah, you entered cheetah, so yeah, I know you are fast, yeah, such, yeah. Then you have the case else. Then what will execute if everything else up there is false. Then you have the end select. So simply that's how you work with the case or select case. Then in the next video, I'm going to show you how to use them in code, and it's just gonna be awesome. Yeah, just wait and check it out. See you on the next video. Thank you for watching this video. Give us a thumbs up. You can also give us a thumbs down, but no need to. So just give us a thumbs up and subscribe on our YouTube channels to see other videos coming up. Then guys, I wanted to tell you that I'm planning to start tutorials for Visual Studio, because I've known in Visual Basic we are using Visual Studio and we need to learn more about Visual Studio, because I'm receiving calls. Guys are telling me that the Visual Studio is not Visual Studio, something went wrong and someone is just hung up. You don't know where to start or what to do. Sometimes, yeah, I've created a project, it's working, but I wanted to do some changes in my project. How do I do that? And we haven't covered that in Visual Basic, but don't worry guys, we're gonna do that. I'll be creating videos on about Visual Studio. We learn how to use Visual Studio. Then I propose you download that ISO file, help file. If you go to Visual Studio, you'll find a help file for Visual Studio 2012 and 2013 ISO. Let's say for 2012 is 2 point something GB. You download it. For 2013 is 4 point something GB. So yeah, those ISO files are very happy. They gives you some tips on how to debug your code and do such stuff. But don't worry, after everything we have done in Visual Basic, we'll be doing some great features on how to debug and enhance your Visual Basic code, but that will be in the pro tutorials, which now we'll be making enterprise programs with Visual Basic, and you're gonna see how Visual Basic is cool. But before we get to that, you have to learn these basics, understand what the if does. So before you can learn how to create an artificial intelligence, you have to learn how to create work with the variable, just simple variable. You know, if is the root of artificial intelligence. If you don't know, decisions, those are and or and else then and else, such everything, just whatever you see there, that's just, those are the basic for artificial intelligence, and that's how artificial intelligence are created. So soon we'll see how to use those systems and create those systems, and I know guys you're gonna like it. Just stick with me and I'm gonna make you a pro. See you on the next video.